Welcome to Mind Pioneer, the podcast where host Scott Donnell interviews experts in health, wellness, and technology.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. We are so excited to have you today. Today, we're going to be simulcasting on multiple podcasts during this recording. I have Tara and Trina O'Brien. Was it Tara or Tara? Tara.
You're right, Tara.
Tara and Trina O'Brien. Amazing women. I'm going to share their quick bio for you guys all to understand. They're the co-founders of Power Mom. Educators, coaches, speakers, health and wellness enthusiasts, and all things sports lovers. They help moms who struggle with exhaustion, motivation, and lack of time. That's their obsession. They want to help moms be full of energy, confident, have self-love. We believe every mom reserves the right to be a better individual, partner, mom, friend, and leader. So their tried and proven method is called the daily practice to help moms go from exhausted, unmotivated, lacking time, to moving into having energy, being more creative, being the rock star moms they were always meant to be. So really excited about this. They're both athletes as well. So we're going to get into this today. In a previous life, both D1, Division I, Division II athletes, national champs. I can't wait for this conversation. So ladies, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. So first things first, I got to know, what is Power Mom? Like, how did you decide to do this? Like, what was the impetus or the moment you're like, okay, we're going to start like something that sounds like steroids for moms?
The golden question you just asked for sure. And the Cliff Note version is, as you said, athletes, always growing up, healthy, totally into wellness, played Division I college soccer, and then I became a mom, and we became moms. And several years ago, I was leaving my corporate job. I was sitting in the seat of my car, cold from the outside, the exhaustion of the day just took over. And, I will tell you, I slammed my hands on the steering wheel, I pulled over, and I had a total freaking meltdown. I literally screamed at the top of my lungs because I thought to myself, who am I? Who have I become? And I bounced back to a book I had read about not wanting to be average, knowing that there was just something else there for me. And the truth is, look, I love these guys, but the daunting task of going home from corporate to mom, I wanted nothing to do with it. And I realized I have no confidence. I've lost myself. So when I walked in, and I think Trina remembers that night.
I'll never forget it. She walked in, and it's like she couldn't get it out fast enough, all of her emotions, all of her feelings, everything she was thinking about.
So we scoured the internet. We looked for a program for moms specifically, and there's nothing out there. So we said, what if we take what we both know, kind of learn a hell of a lot more and implement something? So 5-6 years later, you now have Power Mom, and we will coin you Power Mom on steroids.
There you go. That's amazing. Yeah. Every amazing business starts with a deep need. So applaud you guys for doing that. I think it's an amazing mission. Is it more of a community, or is it more courses? Or tell us a little bit more about the actual intricacies of Power Mom.
Yeah, so we have Power Mom Nation on Facebook, which is a group of moms where we are in there live, in and out throughout the week, giving tips, tricks, and strategies. But when someone really hits that point that I hit about going from the tips, tricks, and strategies to putting it all together, we offer a VIP program, and where we take people through 16 weeks of literally going from, where they are today to ultimately where it is they want to be. And that's implementing the daily practice that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I got to ask about the daily practice now. It's your tried and true method. Tell us more about this daily practice, because there's a bunch of moms. We're gonna basically market this to all our moms throughout all the networks.
Yeah, the daily practice is really powerful. It's something that we do ourselves every single day, and we really honed in on 4 core areas. And the first one is building you, and this is where we determine where a mom is today. Like, where is her life right now? And then we talk about where does she wants to go. And you'd be surprised how many moms, they've never thought of that. They're like, I don't know where I want to go. And so we build that out. We actually create a roadmap, and we call it their 2.0 version. So who is it that you're already that person inside, but how are you going to tap into that and become that person? So we help moms personally build out their specific roadmap that fits them and their life. Then the second part is fueling you. And this one is all about nutrition, and we keep it simple. So there's no counting points. There's no, counting points or the calories. And it's something that can work for every single mom out there. We just keep it simple. Every woman, you said earlier, you said something about every person on the planet, or it's the best thing on the planet. We always say that every single mom on the planet can do this. It's the best thing for them. And then number 3, training you. We teach moms how to quickly and effectively get real results without hours in the gym. So moms do not have to go to the gym to work out and get results. Moms don't have time for that. And so we show them how they can do that. And then 4 is extending you. And, we've learned that the best gift you can give anyone is the gift of your presence. And within extending you, we talk about how they can create and keep deep connections and extend more of who they've become to the ones that they love.
Wow. Yeah, that's a holistic wellness program all in one right there, just for moms. Very, very cool. So you guys are 5 years in, 6 years in, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And you work with women all over the world, right?
All over the world. That's right. Yep. So
Where are you based out of? Where do you guys live?
we live in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Yep.
All right. I married a Coloradian.
Where are you now?
Big fan. We live in Phoenix right now, but my wife's family, actually, they're just visiting today. They're coming into town from Broomfield. So they're north of Denver. So yeah, we love Colorado. We're heading up there next month.
And we're heading your way next month.
Okay, well, summers are a little hotter here.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. Cool. So we got moms all over the world. I'm thinking about this. My wife, she should have done this interview. She's mom of 3. We got 3 kids, almost 5, almost 3, and almost 1 in the next couple weeks. All of them have their same birthdays. And my wife's birthday is like all of them at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
So, but yeah, I mean, this whole idea of just, struggling, going from, she was a teacher, and loved it. And then, we got pregnant. She got pregnant with our first kid, and then now is at home, and then struggles with and now there's 2 more. So there's 3 kids. There's a loss of identity. There's exhaustion. There's trying to figure out, okay, who am I? What do I want? But it's so hard to figure out what you want when you're just trying to keep a kid alive, right? Nursing and, making sure they don't fall in the pool and choke and a million other things that happen with, parents of young kids. And then a lot of people that I talk to that their kids are now maybe teens, right? And then they're like, wow, I haven't been in the workforce in a decade. I don't think I have anything to give, which is totally false. But how do you navigate those waters, right? So I can only imagine the value that you guys are giving to your entire audience. So what's your favorite part about doing this?
Yeah, you've nailed some of the things, and we dive so deep into those, and the things that moms uncover, when they have the path and the plan to do that it's so rewarding. And I will tell you, at first I was a teacher too, so I can relate to your wife and back in the day. And I think the biggest thing is seeing these moms overcome something they thought they couldn't. And daily we are getting people writing into us, literally just the other day, saying, you saved my life, because I didn't know what the next step was and what the plan was. And I kept falling into every single quick fix fad trap, whether it's diet, mindset, exercise, it doesn't matter. There's a quick fix and a fad for all of that stuff. And knowing that we've kind of pulled them out of that muck to something that is sustainable long-term for the rest of their life. So you work with us for a short period of time, but every teaching is there then for you forever, and you just continue to go back to that, and it becomes a habit.
Oh, that's great. I know, one of my friends is BJ Fogg, Tiny Habits, right? Tiny Little Habits. He is at Stanford, Behavior Change. He was actually on our podcast a few months ago. And he talks about that. He's like, you can get anything you want done if the motivation's correct. If you don't need it, if the motivation's low enough to move over the line, and your ability to do it is easy enough, right? So high enough motivation and low enough ability needed, and then just the right prompt at the right time. So
yeah, something we've coined too along the lines of that is the motivation is a giant piece of that, which he talks about, but it's also the action. And so what we teach moms is motivation plus action equals more motivation. It's perpetual. So you're motivated about something, and then you do something and you're like, oh wow, there is a fantastic result here. You don't want to stop.
Yeah.
And that's really where I think the equation comes in.
Yeah, and I don't think moms realize how important it is for them to create space for themselves, and we're big on that. So we have a Power Mom half hour, and the challenge to every mom is create that space every single day and be consistent with it. And I can't tell you how many moms come back and go, wow, I didn't realize how much I love that. And I'm like, make sure that you create boundaries around your me time, which I've done. Like my son will come in, if I'm meditating, he knows to just let me be, because that's my me time, because we all need that. And so many moms go, wow, I'm a better person because I spent some time here with me, and I filled the well that I continually, give others from. But once that becomes empty, I don't have anything more to give. And so that's where the extending you comes from too, is as moms have more, they can give more.
Yeah, we were in a counseling session just a little bit ago together. And, she said, sometimes I have just absolutely nothing else to give. I'm physically giving
right
to my kids, physically, like with an infant nursing. I'm emotionally giving all day long, not getting. And, I don't have any sort of refresh.
Yes.
And I think this idea of a Power Mom half hour is brilliant. We actually did like Wednesdays, we're getting help so that she can have, time and, most of the day to herself to do whatever she wants. Go to lunch, get your nails done, do whatever you want to do, shop. But I like this daily routine, because if you do it once a week, it's almost like this like exhaustion finish line. Like, oh, I now get to like refresh, and you're exhausted. So you spend the whole time recuperating.
Right.
And not like actually building energy to give to the world and to extend yourself. So I love that idea of the Power Mom half hour. Are there any other little tips that you guys that you're like, oh my gosh, this has been a game changer for us?
The Power Hour for me, I now have been able to, I found that I get up earlier because I love that time so much. So I started out with like a half hour, and then I started adding like 10 minutes every morning and getting up more and more. And so for me, I love that. But there's so many things within our program that we help moms with. I'm just going to give you an example real quick, little tips that help moms. So, people talk about how in the office, touch your paper once and, don't touch it again, put it where it needs to be. I do that in the kitchen. So one of the things I say to moms, you save some time and some sanity. Instead of taking the dish to the sink, take the dish to the sink, rinse it off immediately, put it in the dishwasher. Whereas we find we put it in, now you have this whole thing of dishes in the sink. And now, you're like, oh, 40 minutes in, I've got to do this whole thing of dishes. So there's little tips like that I absolutely love helping moms with, because it helps streamline their lives, and they're able to find more time than what they realize they have.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I think the time saving tips, gosh, we can be, I don't know how much time you have. We got about 5 hours worth of tips, but one thing, so there's the time saving piece, there's the working out piece from home, which is all part of what we do, which we're getting fantastic results from the moms. But so much of this too is, where are moms right here? And, you talk about your wife, and one thing we talk about is daily declarations. And people always say to us, well, like, what the heck are you talking about? And what is an actual declaration, right? And so something that you can start doing every single day is to start doing daily declarations. So a mom would go something like this, into the mirror, and say to themselves, I am filled with energy, health, and vitality, and I feel awesome. And at first it sounds wackadoodle, but what we promise and we teach is that once they continue to do these things over and over again, you start to feel that way, right?
Okay, say it again. I want to say it again. I'm what?
I'll give you 3 right now. I am filled.
Okay.
Energy of
Okay.
health and vitality, and I feel awesome.
Perfect.
I am full of confidence in all of my abilities.
I love
I
it.
love, respect, and believe in myself.
So good.
And then what we teach our moms, and you can do this too, is point your finger to your head, because the power of connecting, right, everything all together, and then saying, I am a powerful mom.
I am a powerful dad.
Yeah.
And
I even like to put my hand on my heart as
Yeah.
I'm saying some of those things. My body feels what I'm saying, and that energy, flows through the body.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. I'm filled. I am full of health and vitality. I feel awesome, confident in all my abilities. I feel love, respect, and belief in myself. Wow.
yes.
I feel that already. You just take a few seconds, check in with your inner self, and say it.
Yeah.
And
Self-talk is everything. Oh my gosh. This is
print that out, put it on your mirror, put it on your refrigerator, and let everyone think you're a wacko in your entire house. But it will start to transcend. And a huge thing that we teach is not only is this for the mom, but what it does, and we've seen, is it transcends to the rest of the family. It transcends to the spouse, the husband, partner, whatever, and down to the kids. And when your kids start seeing you do this, they start doing it.
wow.
It's the most powerful thing. And so again, on the refrigerator, on your screensaver, on your phone, on your mirror, different places where you can see these things that trigger it throughout the day.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And you're right. Parents' energy you have to keep it and protect it so that you can give it. And
Right.
Kids see it. Kids, it's so much more caught than taught. Kids are going to see how you communicate. They're going to see your energy level. They're going to see how you love each other. They're going to see, your routines. They're just going to watch you, and you're not even realizing it. They're just going to watch. So yeah, that's beautiful. Now I get it. Helping people be more energetic, confident, full of self-love. Let's talk about this self-love thing a little bit more.
Yeah.
What do you tell your moms about this idea? Why is it so crucial? Is it something you've seen where, a lot of moms, they struggle with this? Is there something that happens chemically in the brain? Like, what is this thing about self-love? Because I hear it every single time people talk about, I was just interviewing a woman who helps adolescents. She's a counselor and a doctor to help adolescents with mental. And she said, self-talk and self-love are the number 1 and 2 things you could ever do to help your adolescent learn these skills. But for moms specifically, what are the things that make this so crucial for them?
Well, I think you hit on it a little bit earlier where you talked about, there's an identity loss. We go from, being, a single person, then we get married, and then we have kids. And those changes, and man, kids, they suck a lot out of us, right? They're demanding little buggers. They want to, they demand from us. And so then we become more about, our kids because we need to. And with that, there becomes a loss of identity. And so that self-love starts to wane. And, whether it be physically, whether it be spiritually, whether it be mentally, emotionally, some of these things start to go by the wayside because you're putting your kid first, you're putting your husband first, and you don't work out. You're not eating right because you feel like you don't have time. And so now you're eating whatever your kids are eating, and maybe it's not the healthiest thing. You start to, gain weight. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for this, but the identity starts to lose. They start to lose it. And we dive into this really a lot within Power Mom because it truly is the foundation for everything because, the meal prep, the weight loss, the energy, the solid relationships all come with, and more importantly, they stick when you have self-love. And, but it takes time and training. Self-love isn't something you say, I want self-love, and it happens. But once you do it, once you take that time and you put in the training, the results are going to be confidence. You're going to know who you are, and you're going to, again, have more to give of yourself to others. And, that's the power of some of those declarations is just starting your morning out, saying those things to yourself right there. That 5 minutes can make your day, take off. Such a small thing, but it's such a big thing.
Yeah. And the key is getting it to stick, right? You need that longevity because if, I know what's the quote that we were just talking about, fear fear will kill more dreams than failure ever could.
Yeah,
And
right.
the idea of people talk themselves out of something, right? I can't do this. There's no way I can keep this up. I'm a terrible mom. I can't, I'll never, there's no way. Kind of talk
Yeah.
actually turns into feelings, which turns into action, right? And so if you have the wrong thoughts that turn into the wrong feelings, it turns into inaction, right? Fear or acting negatively, but usually inaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think what you guys are hitting on is so crucial for moms, just to make the first step, right? To learn a few of these little tips and habits, to give themselves this type of talk, to love themselves more, and that gives them the motivation to continue to act.
Yeah. Like in fact, one of our first areas of our VIP training is about fear. Like we hit that head on. Like you're going to feel fear as you move through this and as you grow, right? Like we all have those barriers up to a breakthrough, and we get scared as we get closer to that barrier, and then we stop. It paralyzes us. So we talk about how to move through those fears and how to actually take that fear and make it small.
That's so good. Okay, I got to hear about the eating and the fitness side a little bit more. So we've talked a lot about the mental side.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of running the health and the fitness? I mean, obviously you're both fit, you're both amazing athletes. And what is it, the eating side or the fitness side more that gets you guys excited?
Woo! Both of them.
I'll let you do.
I know she got me going. So the nutrition piece of this, man, look, the world is this industry, the fitness industry, it's a bazillion-dollar industry. And I really had to take so much, passion in the fact that there are so many things out there that are just prying on men and women and kids to try and get these quick fixes and these things. And we truly keep it simple without counting points, without counting calories. Because look, you can go out there today and you're told, eat cheese, don't eat cheese, eat meat, don't eat meat, flip up and down before you eat a burger. There's 1,000 million things. And so what we have done is we've taken scientific basis and we've broken it down into the Power Mom protocol. My favorite thing is teaching people about the package. Don't look at the front of the package because it's a big fat marketing trick. When you look at the back, and what we do is we teach you about what are the ingredients to look for. What are the things that we would tell you, chuck them away right now. And what we do is we break this down, and I'll keep this simple for you, but this is cool because the kids can do it, into red, yellow, green light foods. Red means stop. Okay. This is not a brand new concept, but we've taken it to another level because we add it into the ingredients.
Got it.
Red, holy cow, stop, don't eat that, right? And this is trainable for kids. Yellow, okay, yeah, you can have some of that. It's not gonna, do the worst thing for you. Green, go to town all day long. And when you start to break it into such simplicity, I think moms pick it up and it transcends right into the family and into the household.
I like that. So if I'm on the back of the package,
yeah,
it's the thing where like if I don't know what the word is, if I can't read the word and pronounce it correctly, I don't buy it. Or what is the main tip there?
Yeah. So that's part of it, okay? But that's a little bit old school, to be honest, Scott, because that was like the thing.
Oh, I'm old school. Trust me. I love these movies. I love D2 the Mighty Ducks. I love like Goofy Movie and Liar Liar. Those are my Cool Runnings is my favorite movie ever made. Okay.
All right. So number one, never trust the front of the package. Okay. Because on there is always going to be like made with strawberries, high in fiber, like all of this stuff until you flip over the back of the package and it's not really strawberries, but strawberry puree with sucralose and dextrose and sugar, which are all different names of sugar, right? So we break this down so you understand what we're talking about and go, okay, these are the 4 clues. Number 1, don't trust the front of the package. Number 2, always know that the first ingredient on that ingredient list is the biggest. Most people don't know that. So by FDA law, you have to have, if the thing is made most of oats, then oats should be first. If the thing is made most of sugar,
got it.
Is supposed to be first. Got it? Another trick.
That's simple. Yep.
Yeah. Another thing too is high fructose corn syrup still in a load of foods, right? That is ultra super red light. Hydrogenated oil ultra super red light. It's all these buffers and these fillers that are so unnatural, and sadly in so many foods that we think are healthy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, this brings me to a harder question. How do you get kids to eat the right stuff? Okay. Because I feel like I did a huge health, I'm a health nut. I was an athlete. I did a huge 100-day challenge the beginning of this year. It was crazy. I mean, it went from like cold plunge, sauna, compression to like 2-a-days with like Miss Olympia, Whitney Jones, to like all my eating, no gluten, no dairy, no sugar, a little bit of alcohol here and there, but it was mostly none. And then I went into peptides and then hormones and like gut health. And, I did the whole thing. I was doing red light therapy. I was doing coffee enemas. I mean, it was crazy. It was like, most of it was kind of like for marketing and show, but a lot of it actually had a meaningful effect. But my kids still were eating goldfish and applesauce packets and bribing them with a little dessert to try to just eat some dinner, which is like every parent's like, I know we're failing, but my God, they just have to eat something so that they don't go to bed at 8 and want something else at 8:20. And it's just, how it works. Like, it's just crazy. You're like, I don't want you to be eating this. I don't want to be eating this, but dang it, we got to eat something. So there's hot dogs and mac and cheese tonight, because dang it, that's all we got. Or Chick-fil-A, or, whatever. So not every night, obviously. I'm not crazy. We eat good food, but it's so hard to get them to eat more than 3 bites of something that's good, or the greens first. Like, give us some tips here, because there's a lot of parents that are going to watch this.
Okay, so
can I just have a question? So after you did the 100 days, like, did it stick? Now what?
Yeah. So the 100 days was just more of like a promotional, teaching my audiences about all of these different things. So you can go see our blog, and I was doing all this crazy stuff, right? Like, I did 40 years of Zen. I did like crazy workouts, crazy eating things. But what's sticking is the stuff that worked when I saw a result and I made it, fit. Yeah. So I'm not doing the gluten, being careful on the dairy, no sugar. I'm just trying to stay away from all sugar, intermittent fasting, workouts. I have a CrossFit in our garage, all of what I need for a CrossFit gym, and I don't do heavy, So yeah, most of it did stick. Not the crazy stuff. That's like a once in a, every little while thing. But we also, one of the companies we have is a crazy biotech company that lets you feel drugs around your neck. So I'm kind of in the bleeding edge of technology for mental wellness and physical health. So anyway, there you go. There's your answer.
To answer your question, let me tell you, feeding kids is hard, and sometimes it feels like a full-time job. You got to be honest there. So I think the number one thing for me is the parents need to be the example. I think that's really plays a really big part with your kids, but that doesn't always mean that's a long-term effect. That short-term of I need them to eat right now. So a couple of like quick tips that can be helpful is teach your kids about the red light, yellow light, green light foods. If they understand why and what it does to their bodies, it helps them understand I need these foods. We saw it with our own kids. We taught them this, and they'll be like, is this a red light food? Is it a yellow light food? Our son will say to our daughter, oh, that's a yellow light food. Don't eat a lot of that. Like, they'll start to hold each other accountable a little bit. But I would say that's one really big thing, is just educating your kids so they understand. Now, beyond that, another thing you can do is when your kids are really hungry, sit them down and put the most nutritious food in front of them first.
Good.
So they're hungry, they're more apt to eat that first. So let's say that you have mac and cheese, right? That's going to be what your kids want. For me, I'll put, some orange and some carrots, let's say, some spinach in front of my kids, and I'll say, hey, the mac and cheese is still hot. We're letting it cool down. You guys can start eating. So they're hungry, they're going to be more apt to eat on that. Also, make sure that on their plate is a fruit or a vegetable that they like. Because now at least they're starting to eat, they're getting their body wanting food, and they'll be a little more apt to eat. Now, I will tell you, there have been dire days in our household. Mm-hmm. We have a daughter, she has disabilities, and there are times that she does not want to eat. Her body doesn't know how to tell her that. And so my go-to is a shake.
Yeah.
make a shake. I have put avocado in a shake with, berries, carrots. You can put broccoli and spinach. They have no idea that it's in it. So one of the things we do is we make it really thick. So it's like ice cream. Ice cream.
Yep.
Hey, you guys want some ice cream? And all of a sudden, oh yeah, I want some ice cream. You can throw peanut butter in there. Like there's so many ways to make a really nutritious, dense shake, and your kids will love it. So those would be some, like, just off the top of my head, quick tips for parents that will help them out.
Yeah, that's so good. A little bit of we do a little bit of acai sometimes, or some cocoa powder that doesn't have a lot of sugar. It doesn't have any sugar. That kind of stuff is really, really helpful. I was laughing the other day. My 2-year-old came in and he had food, and I was like, "Oh, I want a bite of that." And he was like, "Dad, no, it has sugar in it." And I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, "Well, you're not supposed to have sugar either. Daddy's on like a health cleanse, so he can't have any sugar. You're not supposed to have sugar either." It was pretty funny. He's like cutest 2-year-old, he's got chipped teeth because he's running around getting hurt all the time. And I love our kids. Kids are the most fun and exhausting things on the planet.
That's right.
Well, this is great. So a couple more, and then we can close this off. But you guys are a wealth of knowledge. I love Power Mom. It's such a great idea, and I'm glad you guys took a step in that direction to help people where you didn't see a resource. And I hope your audience just explodes, and a lot more people can come together. Because when you bring community together to learn things, it just expands that much faster to support them. So very, very cool. Okay, so what is there anything, like, what's the best advice that you would give moms today?
I would say that we understand that you have probably tried umpteen things, and whether you are just wanting to, level up a little bit, whether you want to spread this message forward, whether you've tried and failed everything, that it is okay. And that the societal, pressure and all of those things, we really say, let it go. And if you follow a path that is tried and proven, you're going to be successful. And so I think, the advice is just let the bad go, and that we will bring you into the fold of things that really work.
Brilliant. Tried and tested, scientifically proven.
Right.
A bunch of moms doing it successfully. I love it. That's so good, you guys. Is there anything else I forgot that you guys would love to tell our audiences about?
So we run a challenge. If your audience is interested in that, I would say to go to buildyourbestversionchallenge.com, buildyourbestversionchallenge.com. And we do a live challenge where we can interact with your audience. We are doing it for free for your audience. So they can go on to buildyourbestversionchallenge.com. And I think that's a great spot. Please have them go. Anybody who wants to join Power Mom Nation on Facebook group, that's another great resource. And then our somewhere, I'm sure around here, up or below the video, is going to be our website, but it's powermom.co, not com.co, powermom.co. And there's a lot of free tools and resources on there for moms as well. And we're a phone call away, believe it or not. So that's what's just been really exciting.
Perfect. That's it. Okay, so buildyourbestversion.com.
Buildyourbestversionchallenge.com.
Build Your Best Version Challenge. We're going to put that on the web as well, on all the links. So everyone has that. And then powermom.co, not com. We'll put that on the links as well. And then Power Mom Nation, free Facebook group for moms to join all across the world. Please, if you're listening, do that. You'll thank yourself. And life is meant to be enjoyed and not suffered. So thank you, ladies, so much for your time. It's been fantastic. And
so great to meet you. Yes.
Thank you.
By the way, I have a twin sister as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's beautiful. I appreciate everything you guys do. And thanks again. This is great.
Thank you so much, Scott.